All right, guys, we're here at Snowshoot. We've got our two mountain guys with us. We got Tyler and Jordan, and we're going to talk to you about turbos right now. So, guys, last couple of days you've had your first experience riding the Ski-Doo Turbo 850. The big question I got, and we have you guys here to ride this stuff in the mountains because I just don't have the skills to do it, and you guys are mountain guys. And I guess the big question on everybody's mind is, does the turbo make a difference compared to a normal 850? I mean, we've got a backcountry back there, but it's a non-turbo one. Is the turbo, can you feel it?
Oh man, it makes a huge difference. Like when this thing first was released, we were all blown away that we finally have a factory turbo, and I was excited, and then until I heard that it makes 165 horsepower, and I was like, oh man, like that's not much boost or anything. And then I came out here and I rode it, and 165 horsepower at elevation is pretty wicked.
We're about 7,000 feet up here.
Yeah, so this thing is perfect. I mean, all the other 850s we've ridden, in comparison to this, it's like the 850 is like a 600, so that boost, it really pulls hard, and really great throttle response, no lag at all. I mean,
and I think too, for horsepower difference from a non-turbo or an NA 850, what do they talk about 40 horsepower difference at roughly the elevation we're at now.
Right.
So yeah, I mean that's a big difference when you're needed in the mountains.
Oh yeah. Noticeable for sure.
So now this one is the 175. So this is sort of a newer release. The turbo, we've known about it for a while now, but I think this sled is a little bit more recent. So what's this thing like to ride?
It's kind of long. We're in some hard snow here, but if you got this thing in the deep snow, 3-4 feet of powder, you're going to be the first one to the top of the hill every time. This thing is just born for the trees as far as, well, obviously the footprint on it, but the delivery of the boost, it's incredible. It's perfect for the trees because on modified, aftermarket turbos, they have a little bit of lag.
Yeah.
But this thing is right there all the time. Whenever you want it, just grab a handful.
Now, this is the 175, but you guys have also ridden some of the other 850 turbo sleds. So, maybe talk about that with something that's not quite as aggressive on the track length. Is like the Freeride. Is it still the turbo? Is it appropriate for that sled too?
I would say, yeah, definitely. It's a great addition to the Freeride as well. Thing just rips, man. It's pretty awesome, and tail standers for days, and just really responsive. It's everything you could ask for.
Now, home for you guys is Idaho, so is this going to work for your terrain, or is it is it a pretty broad spectrum of where the turbos in general? Is this something that's going to resonate? I think with with you guys and your riding buddies.
Yep. I thought at first, like I was mentioning, the horsepower at elevation. So where home is for us, we ride at like 3,000 to 5,000 feet.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, it's not going to be that much of a difference, but after riding it up here, I know even down at that lower elevation, it'll still be a huge gain for sure. So. I would love to get on one of these next year. I'm going to have to see about financing one of these and get it in my stable,
So to wrap up kind of the first burn after, a couple of days on the turbo, any final words on this machine, how well it works, or the turbo, how well it works?
Well, besides, performance like we've talked about, you guys will see in some Ski-Doo advertisements the placement of the turbo. They put it pretty centralized to the motor, to the center of the chassis.
Yeah, it's right on top here.
Yeah, so you don't have any...
I'm getting the heat out of it right now, actually.
Yeah, so you don't have all that added weight out to the side and down low. It's being centered like that. It didn't change the feel of the sled, which is huge. That's important to make such a big upgrade and not change any handling, rather.
So all in all, Ski-Doo's got a hit with the turbo?
Oh, man.
Sir.
They got some... the other brands, they've got some competition now, so they better step it up, that's for sure.
Awesome. Well, thanks for riding with us, guys.
Thanks, bud.